Out of all the comments I received, one question refused to leave me alone. I wish I could tell you I had an answer the moment I read it. I didn't. Maybe I still don't have the answer. The question was, should we avoid getting hurt, or is getting hurt the price of living a meaningful life? I read it once, then I read it again. And the moment I thought about it, the more I realized this wasn't really a question about pain. It was a question about how we choose to live after pain. Because if you've ever been betrayed, if you ever trusted the wrong person, if you've ever watched something you spent years building disappear, you probably asked yourself a similar question. Maybe not in those exact words, but you must have asked it. Usually late at night, when everything is quiet and there is nobody around to answer it. So today, I am not here to motivate you. I am not here to tell you that everything happens for a reason. I am not even here to tell you I have the answer. I just want to think through this with you. Because maybe you're trying to answer the same question. When life hurts us, something strange happens. Most of us don't stop trusting other people first. We stop trusting ourselves. And I think that's the part nobody talks about. The hardest part of betrayal isn't losing the money, it isn't losing the relationship, it isn't even losing the opportunity. It's looking back asking yourself, damn, how did I not see it? That question can stay with you for years because once you stop trusting your own judgment, every decision becomes heavier. Every new opportunity feels suspicious. Every new person has to prove they aren't the last person of your life. I know that feeling not because I've read it somewhere, because I've lived through it. There was a time when I questioned almost every decision I made, not because I thought I was weak, but because I wondered if I could trust myself again. And that's a lonely place to be. Maybe some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. When we are young, life seems simple. We are told to work hard, be honest, keep our word, treat people well, and somehow you believe that's enough. Until one day, life introduces you to reality. Someone lies to you, someone takes advantage of your trust, someone you never expected changes the way you look at people. That's when the real questions begin. Should I trust anyone again? Should I stop taking risks? Would life be easier if I just stayed guarded forever? For a long time, I thought the answer was yes. I thought if nobody gets close to me, nobody can hurt me. Sounded like wisdom, but it wasn't. It was fear wearing the clothes of wisdom. Because the more I tried to protect myself, the smaller my world became. I thought I was protecting myself. I wasn't. I was handing the people who hurt me control over the rest of my life. Think about that for a second. The people who betrayed me were no longer in my life, but they were still influencing my decisions. Every new opportunity, every new relationship, every time I wanted to trust someone, they were still there. Not in person, but in my head. And I finally realized something. If one bad chapter keeps deciding how you live, it hasn't really ended. Can I ask you something? Think about the person who hurt you the most. Don't think about what they did to you. Think about what happened to you afterwards. Did you become more careful or did you become more afraid? There is a difference. Being careful protects your future. Being afraid hands your future to your past. I wish someone had told me this years ago. For a very, very long time, I believed avoiding pain was the answer. Sounds logical, doesn't it? Don't trust too much. Don't expect too much. Don't risk too much. Problem is solved. Except that's not living, that's surviving. And surviving isn't the same as living. Because the safest life in the world can also become the smallest. Then one day I stopped asking, how do I stop getting hurt? And I started asking, what if getting hurt isn't the real problem? That question changed everything. Because every meaningful thing in life comes with a risk. You can't love without risking heartbreak. You can't build a business without risking failure. You can't trust without risking disappointment. If your goal becomes avoiding pain, you'll slowly start avoiding life itself. But here's a mistake people make. They think the answer is to become fearless. I don't believe that. I'm still very, very careful. I still notice all the red flags. I still take my time before trusting anyone. Life taught me that, and I'm grateful for it because trusting wisely is very different from trusting blindly. One comes from experience, the other comes from innocence. That's when I realized something I wish I had understood much earlier. Life isn't asking us to become harder, it's asking us to become wiser. There's a huge difference. A hard person pushes away everyone. A wise person knows who to let in. Maybe that's why difficult seasons change us so much. Not because pain is a great teacher, but because pain forces us to ask questions. Comfort never does. Questions like, who am I becoming? What really matters in my life? Kind of person do I want to be after what all happened to me? Those questions changed me far more than the pain ever did. And that's when another thought hit me hard. Maybe the objective of life was never to avoid getting hurt. Maybe it's to become someone who doesn't lose themselves every time life hurts them. And that changed the way I look at everything. The more I thought about it, the more I realized something. Pain doesn't automatically make us wiser. I've met people who have carried the same pain for 20 years plus, and they're still living inside the day it happened. I've also met people who have rebuilt themselves after losing almost everything. So, what was the difference? Wasn't the pain, it was what they choose to do with it. That's when something became very clear to me. Pain changes everyone, and your reflection decides how. For a long, long time, I thought healing meant forgetting. I was wrong. Healing isn't forgetting what happened, healing is reaching a place where what happened no longer decides who you become. There's a big difference. One of the biggest mistakes I made was letting the people who hurt me keep hurting me long after they had bloody gone out of my life. Not because they came back, because I carried them with me. Every decision, every opportunity, every relationship. Looking back, I wasn't protecting my future. I was asking my past for permission to live. And the past never gives permission, it only gives memories. Maybe that's you today. Maybe someone else's mistake has become your prison. Maybe one betrayal made you stop believing in people. Maybe one failure made you stop believing in yourself. If that's where you are, I just want to tell you this. Don't let one bad chapter convince you the whole book is a tragedy, because it isn't. Not unless you stop writing. So let's come back to the question that started this conversation. Should we avoid getting hurt? No. Because if you avoid every chance of getting hurt, you'll also avoid every chance of being deeply alive. But should we go looking for pain? No. Pain isn't something to chase, and it isn't something to fear. It's something to learn from, because pain isn't the price of a meaningful life. Staying the same because of pain is. That is the price too many people pay. And maybe that's the objective of life, not to reach a place where nothing can hurt you, but to become someone who refuses to let pain have the final word. Because life will change you. That's unavoidable. The real question is, will it make you better or will it make you bitter? Only you get to answer that question. Before I end this video, I want to tell you something. I'm not a coach. I am not a mentor. I am just a man who's still rebuilding his own life. Everything I share here has cost me something to learn. Some lessons cost me my money. Some cost me my health. Some changed the man I saw in the mirror. And maybe the only way to make pain meaningful is to make sure it becomes useful. That's why this channel exists. I am not documenting success, I am documenting the rebuild. Before I go, I want to thank Krosha Consultancy. You probably thought you were just leaving a comment, but your question stayed with me. Should we avoid getting hurt, or is getting hurt the price of living a meaningful life? That one question became the entire conversation. So thank you. You reminded me that sometimes the best conversations don't begin with answers, they begin with one honest question. Now, I'd like to ask everyone watching, what do you think the objective of your life is? Not the answer you've heard, your answer. Because someone reading your comment might find exactly what they need today. Until next time, keep rebuilding.